First of all, we appreciate everyone here. And we know we'll have some more come straggling in, and that's fine. We hope that it's a lot. We always get started by sending the Pledge of Allegiance, and I'd like to ask Travis if he would lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. For those of you who do not know, we're in the middle of our community assessment. This is a very important stage in our existence here because with the help of the National Guard County Road Task Force, we are going to be able to focus on the areas of Cannon County that we need to put our efforts to get the maximum results. And with that happening, we will be able to better serve our community and continue to help build a safer, healthier, drug-free community. We'll start with introductions. I'd like to start over here, who you are, who you're with, and anything else you'd like to say.
I've traveled back from the Woodbury Lights Building.
I'm Abby, I'm with Sparrow Health, and I'm the nurse on staff.
I'm Monica with Sparrow Health, and I'm the facility administrator in Smyrna.
I'm Katie, I'm the new development coordinator for the Child Advocacy Center in Rutherford County and Cannon County.
I'm Priscilla Davis, and I'm the coordinator for the Cannon County Child Advocacy Center. I'm Camille Smith, and I'm the executive director of COSS of Cannon County.
Good.
Luann Thomas, leadership board of Celebrate Recovery.
Lowell Wama, Woodbury Police Department.
I'm J.C. Lewis, and I'm with Adams Warren.
Robert Bush, really no title other than county historian.
Good.
Maurice Spots, Tennessee County Drug Task Force.
Keith Reddy with the Cannon Courier.
Thank all of you for being here. Next is the approval of the minutes. The minutes went out to the coalition members a week ago, and then again last night as a reminder. And I hope that you had time to look over those. Do I hear a motion to approve the minutes? Second? Sergeant Box, thank you. Any discussion? All passes, thank you. All signify by saying aye. All opposed? All right, thank you. Our unfinished business, as I mentioned, we're in the middle of the community assessment. Lieutenant Teal is not going to be able to be with us today. He is, I think, is going to be on the conference call with Washington, if I'm not mistaken. And but the good news is that we have Sergeant Box with us today. Sergeant Box is probably, not by age, but one of the senior coalition members of the Tennessee National Guard County Drug Task Force. So he's been in here for roughly 10 years, I believe. 12 years. He's been in a long time, and we're very fortunate to have him to help us facilitate this meeting. Turn it over to you, Sergeant Box.
All right. Good afternoon. Today is pretty much going to be a quick class because we did all the hard work last month when we came in here and actually did the community assessment. And now we're going into phase 2 of the SPIF, which is capacity. Capacity in the coalition world is different because it deals with people, it deals with resources, and it deals with needs assessment. So that's pretty much what I'm going to talk to y'all about today on how to get this up and going, because with your capacity, that keeps the coalition going. And with those resources, that helps keep the coalition going. With more people coming in, really keeps the coalition going. When you start dwindling on either one of the jeopardy of failing, which we don't want that to happen. Now, my thing is people, getting people to the coalition. Now, Cannon County is pretty much like my parents' hometown. Russellville, Alabama is small. Everybody is spread out. The closest neighbor might be a half a mile down the road. And think about it with country folks, if they don't know what's going on, they're not going to get involved. They're going to stay in their little square. And that's why a lot of coalitions have problems, because a lot of people in their counties don't think they got a problem. So last month when we were sitting here, we was doing the problem statements, we came up with some problems that y'all see in the community, and we put it up on the board. One of them is youth and parents' use of vaping. Now, we kind of going to set that off to the side, since Tennessee is going to this no vaping thing, but we can always have that on the side, because it's a possibility it could have popped back up, because if they start getting it illegally, that's going to be another problem. So that will be something we can fight. But we have these three over here, which is, the first one is there are too many RX drugs available in Cannon County because of lack of support and education in the community. Now, when you start looking at capacity at one area, it's like, do you have the resources to combat that? And if you do, what would they be? So, education, me looking at education about what's going on in Cannon County will be you all. When you have a fair or some kind of event, the coalition can go out and set up a booth, pass out pamphlets and flyers and stuff like that to let the community know what's going on. Because like I say, if they don't know what's going on in their community, they figure they ain't got no problem. And the problem could be staring them dead in the face. I was telling the statement this the other day. I had a church member that she wasn't homeless, but she had problems. Well, she was homeless because she was going from hotel to hotel. And I grew up with this individual. She got 2 little girls. I didn't know she was having problems, but she called my best friend and asked to borrow money from him, but he called me. And I was like, why come you didn't ask her? She was like, she didn't want the church to know about it. She didn't want nobody to know about it. And that's the way a lot of people are. If you got to put the problem out there. Sometimes, and we got law enforcement gentlemen here, sometimes it's a double-edged sword for y'all. Because if you put it out there, they're going to be like, well, law enforcement ain't doing their job. But then again, if you put it out there and the community see the law enforcement is working with Glenn on the coalition and they're trying to combat this problem, it could be good. So in law enforcement, you get a lot of feedback sometimes because it's like a double-edged sword for them. But like I said, if the people don't know about it, they're not willing to help. The second one, residents with ACEs and mental health feel more comfortable with drugs than available help. That's where the coalition come in at again. Y'all got to put the information out there that there's help out there, and most of the time it's no questions asked. If you come in and need help, we can find you help. Red Line is back there on the table. Tennessee Mental Health is back there on the table. Lifeline. These are all resources that they're not here in this county, but they're here in this county that the residents don't know about. So we need to put that information out to gather more information, to gather more people to come into the coalition. And the third one is that residents not aware of RSS availability? I didn't get that one. Resources availability. That's where the coalition come in at again. Setting up these booths, getting out there, putting the information out. Now, it's not all about Glenn and Mrs. Stakely. It's about all y'all working together. Volunteering to go out to some of these events. Tell people about your coalition. Get them involved. Invite them out to a meeting. Some of y'all are in a profession where you can invite your co-worker. Bring them out to the coalition. Let them see what the coalition is about. That's all about building capacity. And in saying that, I always try to invite people to come out. Like with me, I'm in Davis, I'm with all counties, basically. And when I go out to these fairs and stuff, that's what I do. And I can't tell y'all a bit about Cannon County because I'm not from here. I'm from Davidson County. But I can come in and tell y'all what Glenn is doing. And that's all you need to know. Just spread the word. That's all in capacity building. And the more people you get in, the more that you have here working together, it's a whole lot easier than one or two people doing everything. And that's it in a nutshell on capacity building.
All right, thank you.
All right?
Thank you, Sergeant Box. We met with Sergeant Box yesterday, and we decided what we would do. He would talk a little bit about capacity building. And we need to get the word out that our coalition is here, and it's here to help. And I was speaking to a group earlier this week. This is a prevention coalition. What we are focusing our efforts on is prevention. When we started talking about a coalition, trying to get one in here, because we had some folks from the mental health and substance abuse services to convince us that if we really wanted to help, we needed a coalition. That was validated on Monday when Ms. Stinkley and I went to the Tennessee Statewide Opioid Crisis Summit. And it was validated the best way that you can get substance abuse out of your county is through a coalition. That was validated on Monday from all the professionals and the panel members that they had up there. Had a very cross-section of panel members. And we knew this before the first of this year. We knew that this was the best way. And when we were established on April the 11th, we had a room full of cross-section in this community. And for that, we were very appreciative. But we need that many people at every meeting, because it's not what you do at the meeting. You get the information at the meeting where you can go back out and do the work of the coalition. And that's what we need. This coalition belongs to Cannon County. It doesn't belong to Glenn and Pam. It doesn't belong to Sergeant Box. It doesn't belong to the County Drug Task Force. This coalition belongs to Cannon County. And it will achieve whatever Cannon County wants it to achieve. We're just the catalyst, is all we are. One of the things that we need to do right now is determine the needs of the problem statements. Now, like Sergeant Box mentioned, we're going to put this one aside because there was some huge developments between today and the last time that we were in this building. And that is the state is pretty much going to ban vaping in the state of Tennessee. That doesn't mean that they can't get it off the internet. That does not mean. But we have some help here. Let's let the state do what they want to do. And then at some point, we can come back. We still have all the data and brainstorming that put this here, so we don't have to go through it again. If the coalition wants to put it back on the table, then we have the information to put it back on the table. But with these problem statements here, what are the needs that we need to combat this? Sergeant Box, do we need to do each one of them, or do we need to do each one?
Because there's probably going to be different needs for each one.
Okay, so the first problem statement, there are too many drugs available in Cannon County because of lack of support and education in the county. And I fully agree with that. I fully agree with it. So, with this problem statement here, what do we need to combat this problem number one? Yes, ma'am.
Well, one of the things is to do more community education and education in the schools so that we're educating children, because part of what I do is educate families and children about drug and alcohol use and work with families who are battling that themselves and trying to help prevent children from taking that path. Because a lot of my families have parents that are current drug users or have been. So preventing those children, really educating them on the consequences to their health. As well, but there are other things that go along with that too. I mean, so many things contribute to the usage. And also making the community aware of places that they can go to learn more, but also for help.
Okay. Very good. Very good, very good. What, yeah, yes.
I'd like to ask first, do we have any grants available to do any handouts or do any materials? So, to know what we can put in the hands of teachers or kids or church members or write it on the utility bills. Do we have any funding to enable us to do that?
The only funding we have right now, and we're in the process of submitting for 501(c)(3). We're in the process of that now. We have two entities that have $1,000 set back for us to use. I don't want that money until we have a way to manage it. Right now, the only funding is through Ms. Sticky and myself. Don't feel sorry for us, this is our ministry. But we will accept contributions until we get some money in. One of the things that I asked the board members was, what is the one expense, once we want to pull this money out, and we can pull it out, but I don't want that money to come into the coalition. I want it to come to a resource for the coalition. What is the best thing that we can spend some of this money on is to get the maximum results for the benefit of this community. Now, one of the things that I suggested, and this is only a suggestion, and I'm going to turn this over to the coalition members as well. I was thinking about a nice trifold brochure. But what we do, then you can hand it out. Nice. We have a half page back there. I'm not going to walk back there and get it, but we have a half page of information back there that we developed and print off. It's just black and white text. It's what it is. That's what we do. She's holding up one right now, but it's we had a one pager and printed the first one out in color, but that got pretty expensive. So we dropped it down to black and white, and then we cut it down to half sheet. It's still all the same. It's all the same text. The font's a little smaller.
And then break it down to 4 sentences instead of 20. You know, things like that.
Yeah.
So people
With
think
a
about-
nice brochure
Right.
that you can hand out.
It'll
Something
take 30
nice
seconds to read
that you can hand out.
Yeah.
That's correct. So that was a suggestion I have. Now, if we can all agree, that's fine. But what are your ideas on us getting the biggest bang for our buck to get the word out to folks in the community that does not know about the coalition?
Do you have a Facebook page?
We have a Facebook
Do you
page.
have an Instagram?
Do not have Instagram.
That's kind of towards the younger group, also mid-age, I guess. I could help you start one. if
Could you?
wanted to.
Well, if you could do that, we had to have started a Facebook page, and I think it's to improve. How many of you have seen our Facebook page?
I'll be checking it out today for sure. It's hard. It's hard to keep that content going up.
I know it is.
And managing it and getting the word out there. So.
She's really good at
And-
managing the social.
I'm sorry?
She's very good at managing those things.
Is she?
She is.
Well, good.
She does a good
We
job.
have that. do anything that will get the word out to the community.
Yeah, that's free, it's free, so,
Sure.
use all those free ways to get out
Right.
there.
What is the name on Facebook? We want to look it up, is there?
Cannon Coalition. Cannon Coalition. And I would like to say that the Cannon Courier does a great job at advertising this for us. And they are a sector representative of the coalition. And I'm very pleased. They will print any article that I can put together in there. And I need to get time to do some of that, but right now, that takes a lot of time away from what we're doing, capacity building, even though that's a part of it. I have a list of different topics that I want to write an article for, and I know that they will put in there, and I appreciate that. WBRY announces us on the radio. So those are the things, and those things that I mentioned are free.
Other free ones are existing communications, like through the 4-H, through the utility companies, through anything that's already printed out that doesn't mind adding a one-liner that would encourage someone to, because I think we need free information. And then after that, I think we need speakers to go in the schools. When I was working with solid waste and recycling more, we would have entertainers that would do an event once a year that the kids could look forward to, that would be fun and funny but important, and then and that would serve also to the churches, to their events, if that were invited, and to the Lions Club, and that sort of thing.
We do that.
Okay.
We already do that. And we have a list of materials that we've already done. And this is not even complete. This is not even complete. This is just a partial list. As a matter of fact, we have had it in some type of event, been to some type of event every day for the past 2 weeks. But that's not enough. We know that's not enough. Ms. Cathell?
I would like some information to keep in my office, but also to take out to my families that I serve, because that would help spread the word with the families that really need this a lot too. So that they know that their support and what we have going here, to educate them, and then also to educate the people that come into my office.
Very good. I'm glad you brought that up. We have an office. Thank you for being here. I know you have to go. We have an office right across the parking lot in the community center. Half of that room is filled with literature and information. Anyone wants to go in there, get whatever you want. We don't have the capability of taking on, would you like it?
Right.
Pick out what you need to go, but it's there. Let us know. It's all typed. We have already obtained some posters for the schools, and we've given those to Ms. Bonnie Patterson up in the schools. We've got a banner up at the ball field. So we've done things like that, but we need help coming and get some of this information to put it out there for us. Just let us know, and you can come in, and it's all types of literature and information on prevention.
I would love to have it. My family's really
It's not-
What are the hours for the office?
Call me and I'll be there. My number is Arizona 615-542-8443. You call me and I will meet you there. If I'm not tied up somewhere, I will meet you there. Sure will. We have information there and also back there, Stone River. So we support our local folks. Yes, Travis.
I think we need to learn to figure out some way to let just ordinary people know about the problem with the prescription drug stuff. You know, because most people just, they never think about it. If they just put it in the cabinet and they never think about it, and they don't think about, this stuff may be sitting here and it may just disappear. They don't realize, because, and I think that's a big part of, people put pills up and they stay there, and they just disappear, and they don't really know where they went, they don't even realize they're gone. And they don't realize that's a problem that people, most of this stuff begins with these prescription
And
drugs.
see, in doing that, you could tackle that a number of ways. You could have a town hall meeting and have kind of like a drop it come out and do a presentation. While you're doing that presentation, you could have Narcan people come in and do a training for the community. So that's,
Yeah.
you get the biggest bang for your buck right there, just doing that. And all it takes sometimes is a place to have a meeting and probably buy a few snacks. We did one in Lincoln County, they bought cookies and like punch for snacks. And they had like about 40-some people come out. And that's really, you could have a meeting here and just have snacks for everybody.
So I know that's a real problem. Most people just don't ever think about it. You know, especially a lot of older people that have so many drugs sitting around, and they just really don't even, they think about heroin and stuff like that. They don't think about all the stuff they've got sitting in the cabinet. I know when my mother passed away, you know, I had this big box full of all the drugs and stuff that she had, and we need to make people aware that they need to think about this stuff.
October 26th is National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day. We will have our second event up at Woodbury Drug Center, right up on Main Street. And we will take back any prescription drugs that you have. I'm sorry, from 10 o'clock in the morning to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That'll be on our meeting. Any other discussion on this one? So, yes.
Just things like 4-H program when they do competitions within the school kids, or scouts that do it for a badge. If we contact kids that are doing it for a reward and part of their school program.
Well, we have that.
Okay.
We already have it.
I haven't seen it.
I'm working with.
Ms. Smith's working with Sarah Farrell, and they've already
And I-
approved a curriculum for the
And
4-H.
and if there's not a placard or something to put out in front of the pharmacy yet, I'd be glad to donate for whatever the expense. So it could be out there now. People have to know ahead of time because they are always busy with their life and trying to get the kids to school, have a meal, go to work, and get home. But if they had something to look at a couple of weeks ahead of time,
Yes.
then I think they make it more of an effort.
Yes. It's difficult getting word out because people are so busy. People are so busy, and they have their ways of getting the information that they want rather than the information you want them to have, or you think they need. All right, number 2, residents with ACEs and mental health feel more comfortable with drugs than available help. How many of you know what ACEs is? Adverse Child Experiences. And Ms. Cassell back there is probably an expert on this. But it's something that everyone needs to know something about. That education needs to go out to you. Ms. Dick and I have been to several ACEs conferences, and it is a proven reason that people act the way that they do, good or bad. So we know that information needs to go out as well.
And our subject becoming addicted to something.
And subject to looking for something to ease the pain.
We've had school training the past 3 years, training our staff on ACEs. We just changed our board policy on discipline to include adverse childhood trauma practices. So we're working to try to help our children who are already facing a lot of issues due to trauma.
Yeah, yes.
And then, so and are using drugs or have in the past, and then I have teenagers I've had to help get into rehab programs.